So today we will start with Sutra number 5 of Shambhava Upaya contained in Śrī Shiva Sūtras. The main idea is for our universal consciousness and how it is to be done. And we have already seen what is Chaitanyam Atma and what are the obstacles in it. But now, after supervening all the obstacles, what we will have it, the ultimate goal of our sadhana is explained here in Shiva Sūtras, Shambhava Upaya Sutra 5, Udyama Bhairava. Meaning of the Udyama is active sadhana. Ut means higher state, Yama means hold on the higher plane of sadhana. There is an active effort in elevation of consciousness, raise the Chetana Shakti. Next, that effort of flashing forth of active awareness, which instantaneously makes the universal consciousness. So this is the universal consciousness effect. And now I am going to the next slide. Udyama does not mean any activity. Generally, we say Udyama means activity, but here it is. Udyam is not an activity. And in that case, what it is? The appearance of the Bhairava state is sudden and spontaneous. It is called as Umajjana. Unmajjana Rupa means a flash. Many people ask me, what happens when you realize? It is spontaneous. It's not predestined or because certain thing we have done and it comes up. It comes out automatically. It's a sudden process to open out one's consciousness. Ut plus yam. Ut is upward, unfolding the transcendental consciousness. This happens with the grace of a Guru or Shiva himself. The immersion in divine consciousness occurs to the advanced aspirant without any process, without japa, dhyana, or meditation. So it's not the process oriented. If you are clean, having all the impurities are over, then as a sudden flash, you will have the Bhairava state. Now, what is that? It is that activity of the reflexive consciousness raised like a sudden splash in Udyama. Shiva is a static consciousness that we say Prakash, that is called luminosity, which is always coupled with a Shakti, which is a vimarsh, a reflective consciousness called as Avinabhav, oneness, which is called as Samrasya. The whole universe is enveloped or dissolved in a seed or grama, in an inner consciousness, and the very basis of the universe is known. So just like a tree is situated in a seed, like that the whole universe is situated in this Shiva consciousness. Our consciousness is the most important thing. and the merging of you and I takes place. The absorption of an individual consciousness in the universal consciousness takes place is called as Samavesh Samarasya, whatever we call Shiva Shakti Samarasya and all that, which we are generally aware of it. This can only happen when the vitiated knowledge ends by the disappearance of the worldly knowledge by all this worldly knowledge and by all sorts of the practices. Sadhana is not to be taken very lightly. One has to progress wholeheartedly. Active efforts leads to the Bhairava state. All your energies are diluted and merged into one energy, that is Swatantra Shakti. So the whole universe is filled with the Swatantra and all the differentiated perceptions ends. So when all the differentiation is removed, then we come to a state where the dualism is ending. So it's non-dual state, we come into this process. So what we say, the Udyama Bhairava, since there are no process and no dhyan or meditation is involved, it is Anupaya. As the aspirant realizes immediately, there are two stages of realization. One is knowledge of the self. Jayadeva Singh calls as Atma Vyapti. Swami Lakshman Zu calls it as God consciousness. Sir John Woodruff calls it as a macrocosm. Two, the universal realization. Jayadeva Singh calls it as Shiva Vyapti. Then Swami Lakshman Zu tells it as supreme consciousness, and Sir John Woodruff calls it as macrocosm. So this happens immediately. Anupaya. And aspirant realizes immediately, that is Shambhavopaya. Active efforts for realizing the upward Bhairava state. The Bhairava state is non-dual state, that is Advaita. We get a freedom from the dualism. This is called a universal consciousness, Vishwarupa Darshana. If you want to refer how it is, then we have to refer Tao of Physics. Many of you must have read it. When the author is sitting on a beach, seeing all mountains, trees and everything, and suddenly, on a spur of a moment, everything was disintegrated into different atoms, and all the atoms were dancing like Shiva Tandav Nritya. So it is like a Shiva's dance. So everything is made up of atoms, electrons, neutrons, protons, and every other thing. So this universal consciousness is a Vishwarupa Darshan. This is possible only when the thought construct is stopped or it ends. So actually, Bhairava is a Shiva. Bhairava is a Shiva's complete freedom defined under Ba is, what is the work of a Bhairava? Ba is a Bharanam, is maintenance of the world. Ra is Ravanam, is withdrawal of the world. And Va is the Vamanam, is projection of the world. The world is projected by the nature of the Bhairava. So here I have already stated that the activity is not there for our realization. And this, I'll tell you my experience. I was not doing any sadhana at that time. I was just reading a book. And while reading a book, that was Paratrinchika. So while reading a book, one word came as Anuttara. The moment I read the word Anuttara, I had stopped there. And that flash took me the whole realization. So I have gone through this process, so I can say there was no meditation, there was no mantra, no procedure, nothing. It's just flash. It will flash like anything at any time, anywhere, and in any position. You need not have just Sukhasana or Padmasana or whatever. It can come at any of the normal way of your wherever you are, in whatever posture you are. Nothing is fixed. So this is a wonderful thing. And everybody should achieve. And that's the reason I want to encourage the sadhakas. What is the real process of doing the sadhana? So Śiva Sūtra is such a thing that you will know the steps of doing the sadhana and you will understand what it is. So in this, it can only happen when the vitiated knowledge ends by the disappearance of worldly knowledge by Sutra number 6. Now we have to see the Sutra number 6, how it happens. How the Vishwa has come into existence. This is Shakti Chakra. What is Shakti Chakra? So first of all, we have to see what is Shakti Chakra Sandhane Vishwa Samhara. There, what is Shakti Chakra? It is a flow of consciousness which travels from our mind, from consciousness goes, reflects to our mind, and then to cognitive faculties, and then it connects to the worldly objective universe. This is called Prakasha. Vishwa Sanghar is a backward journey or the reverse mode wherein we need to travel from the earthly world to the cognitive faculties, mind and the core consciousness. This is Vimarsha. Sandhan is not a Prakash or surge, but it is Vimarsha or repulsation, which is Pratyabhigna, going back to our own self. It is a reflexibility from the clutches of the cognition of the worldly objects. So the cognitive faculties catching the worldly objects are transformed backward. The flow of consciousness either riding on the wheel of successive krama or a non-successive akrama, that is sudden and it is not a negation. It may be manifested, it may be manifesting simultaneously in succession, but at the same time recognizing externality as externality and recognizing a pure consciousness as a pure consciousness. Even we can witness our own cognitive modes at the same time witnessing with the consciousness. So here I have given in the slide how the Vishwa has come into existence. Same thing I have given in a small way. Our consciousness travels to mind and the five senses and connected to the outside world. This is called as Shakti Chakra. If we travel backward to the world is withdrawn into senses and the senses are withdrawn into mind and the mind is withdrawn into the consciousness. Then how it is to be done? The procedure of doing this. Now we are going in a Krama system. What is Shakti Chakra? It is defined with many concepts. Number one, Matruka Chakra, which we will discuss later on. Number two, Tattvas, 36 Tattvas we have discussed. Kala, the Tattvas are 36 are divided into 5 Kalas. Panchakosha, similar to Kala, only name changes. And Bhuvana. So, at the time of Purnabhisheka, the Guru is using this technique by doing Tattva Shodhan. So they are being given the 36 Tattvas Gnan, the knowledge of 36 Tattvas. And there is called what we say, the 6 of the paths are called as 6 of this Shadadva. Yes, correct it is. Shadadva is removed. This is the only process by which it can be done. So this Shadadva is the most important at the time of Purnabhishek. And only ritual we are doing, but that has to be understood by the disciples. And in my case, whenever I am doing the Purnabhisheka, before a day or two, I am explaining what it is. And unless they understand, they can't realize that it is to be merged into one into another, either Tattva, Kala, or whatever it is, Bhuvana, whatever the shape it takes. But they have to understand what procedure are to be done. And when we do the procedure with our own power, they get the purification and the merging of all the Sharadvas. So this is the procedure. So Shakti Chakra Sandhane Vishwa Samhara. So this I will explain from Śrī Yantra angle, because why Śrī Yantra is connected to Śiva Sūtra, that question remains to be answered, which I am answering almost. The easy way to explain Śrī Chakra, I will use the concept of Avarana. 9th Avarana is a Bindu or a consciousness is called as Shiva, that is Anuttara, and its power called as Shakti, Ananda or a bliss. It is called as a Sarva Anandamaya Chakra because there is a bliss. Bliss means Ananda. For the purpose of creation, it has descended downward. This is utmost secret. So it is depicted as Para, Apara, Ati Rahasya. Para, Parati Rahasya Yogini. Yogini means connection, not knowable to us. Para, Parati, Ati Rahasya. Rahasya means not knowable to us. Very secret. 8th Avarana is the triangle. The Shakti or a power of the consciousness has transcended downward for the generation of a desire, that is called Ichha Shakti, of a thought or an emotion called as Sadashiva. The knowledge to knowledge, to know how to fulfill the desire is the Gnan Shakti, called as Ishvara. The action or execution of the desire is Kriya Shakti, is called as Shuddha Vidya. This Sarva Siddhi Prada Chakra, actually this is a trick we can call. This is also most secret, called as Ati Rahasya Yogini, not noticeable or understandable by us. Seventh Avarana of 8 triangles, the Shakti of a power of the consciousness has transcended downward for the generation of Matruka. This Sarva Roghar Chakra, this is a secret called as Rahasya, unknown Yogini. What is Sarva Roghar Chakra? The most important disease is called as Roga, that we are not realizing in our concept. First of all, we do sadhana because we feel we are not realized. So we do the sadhana. This is our misconception. All people have got the full consciousness, but they do not know how to use it. To tap the full consciousness, one has to learn from a guru. Sixth Avarana, that is 10th triangle, 10 triangle. Shakti, or a power of the consciousness, has the attributes of omniscience. We have explained all this: omnipotent, omniscience, eternal, and the full satisfaction. And we can say all pervasion. So this is called Nigarbha or hidden Yogini. This is called a Yogini, means connection. Nigarbha means hidden. Fifth Avarana of 10 triangles. The Shakti, or the power of the consciousness, has the capacity like Sarva Siddhi, etc. It is called as Sarva Artha Sadhaka Chakra, referred as Kul Uttirna Yogini. Kula is a Shiva. From Shiva it has descended here. So it is connected here. So Kulastirna Yogini. So this is the capacity that we can do everything. But our most problem, we do not know how to do. Now, fourth Avarana is the 14 triangles. The Shakti, or the power of the consciousness, is felt by the sadhana on the body and the emotions as per Guru Sampradaya Yogini. Here, Sampradaya Yogini is from Guru Parampara. You have to learn this. And by learning this, the sadhana is started from this fourth Avarana. Fourth Avarana is very important. The third Avarana of the 8 lotus petals, called as Sarva Sankshobhan Chakra. The Shakti, or the power of the consciousness, is therefore, it is there, but you are in a deep sleep state. So it's a Guptatar, or highly unknown, because we are in sleeping state. We don't realize what the power of the consciousness is. The second Avarana of the 16 petals, Sarva Asha Paripuraka Chakra. The Shakti, or the power of the consciousness, is there, but you are in a dreaming state. So we are seeing the world. So it is Gupta, unknown Yogini. It is felt by the sadhana from a Guru Parampara Yogini, Sampradaya Yogini. So here it is called first Avarana. The Trailokya Mohana Chakra is Prakata Yogini. Physically understood, because we can see this is a state of waking state. And our full faculties of mind, cognitive faculties, perceptions and the limbs of actions, all are active. But we forget to understand the core element of the consciousness, and we are engrossed with the emotions, language, and actions with the worldly objects, trapped in the dualistic perceptions. So this is Prakata Yogini. You are very well there in this world and you cherish this world. So it is Prakat. It is physically available. The sadhana is a reverse sequence. The Shakti Chakra Sandhane Vishwa Samhar. Now we are seeing the worldly things. So we have to go back. The sadhana is a reverse sequence. We have to go as per the Laya Krama to reach the Parama Advaita. How to do it? Swami Lakshman Ju says, this is a secret, is learned from your Guru. This is generally done in the time of Purnabhishek of the disciple. So, this is the most important thing of Shadadva, which we have referred and you must have undergone also. And there are so many gurus over here, so they must have done it for the Shishya also. For them, it's a repetition. But since it is in the syllabus, we have to do it. Next is Jagrat Swapna Sushupti Bhede Turiya Bhoga Sambhava. So after reaching to the pure consciousness, this would say, we had said, Udyama Bhairava state. You yourself become the Bhairava. Then in that state, how you will visualize the world? Then he is visualizing the world. So there are 4 states of the mind. First is Jagrat Avastha, is the waking state. Swapna Avastha is the dreaming state. And Susupti Avastha is a sleeping state. All these states, consciousness is there. But we understand that I am in 3 states, but the yogi feels I am in all the states, including what we say, Turiya state. So the yogi cherishes all the 4 states. 4th state is Turiya. Turiya, the meaning of the Turiya in the Sanskrit language is 4th. So after the Shakti Chakra Sandhane Vishwa Samhar, you get Udyama Bhairava, which I have already called you, glow of the inner light. This state is called as the Turiya state. Turiya is the 4th state, Avastha, total consciousness. When you have reached to the 1st stage in the Turiya Avastha, it is your own self. At this stage, you will have a full consciousness even during the Jagrat, Swapna and Susupta Avastha. So, it's very wonderful. And because you have got full state of all the 3 Avastha and you are in the 4th state, that is called a bliss. Then, Sutra 8. It comes at Gnanam Jagrat. Gnanam means it's the knowledge. Jagrat is a waking state of consciousness. Whatever knowledge we get at the Jagrat Avastha of the external world, here the subject and the external object both are present. This is because 5 Gnanendriyas, Shabda Sparsha Rup Ras Gandha Akash, Shabda Sparsha Rup Ras Gandha, the 5 Gnanendriyas. Shabda means words, Sparsh means touch, Shabda Sparsha Rupa means seeing, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa means taste, Gandh means smell. These 5 faculties are working at the Jagrat Avastha, waking state. Plus, Man, buddhi and ahamkar is completely active. So whole apparatus of our body is working fully. Then it is called as Jagrat Avastha. Next is Swapna Vikalpa, Sutra 9. Swapna is the dream state of consciousness. Vikalpa is an imagination of the worldly external objects. Vikalpa means alternatives also, which are not physically present. Vikalpa is also called as thought construct in our spiritual parlance. Independent activity of the mind where the external worldly objects are absent. This is because the cognitive faculties are completely closed. So when we are sleeping in the Swapna Avastha, Swapna means dreaming state. The dreaming state, we don't have control over our eyes, ears, nose, taste, touch, etc. But our mind, buddhi and ahamkar, mind, intellect and the ego is very much active. So in that case, what ahamkar has also a one faculty like memory. So from memory, we get the dreams, and all the dreams, we are walking, we are listening, we are talking, but our limbs are not, our cognitive faculties are closed, but still we are seeing this. So it is a play of a mind. So this is called a Swapna Avastha. So it is our memory takes place and the memory runs the show. The next is Sutra 10 is Aviveko Maya Suptam. Aviveka is the lack of awareness that Sushupti Avastha is there. And therefore Maya is Jagrat, sleeps. So here, what is the role of Maya comes? This is so because 5 Gnanendriyas, the cognitive faculties are closed. Mind, intellect, and ego is also completely closed. But it's closed because it is a Maya Jagrat sleeps. So Maya also sleeps over here because our Maya will work only if these things are also working. Otherwise, Maya is on a holiday. So this is the most important thing. But this is a Maya, we feel. But here we have to see one more thing. In Jagrat Avastha, consciousness is there. In dreaming state, in waking state, consciousness is there. Dreaming state, consciousness is there. In sleeping sleep or a deep sleep state, consciousness is also there. So consciousness is a 4th state, which is present in all the 3 states. So 8, 9, and 10, what is important? Shem Raja interprets in a wider range. He has divided in 3 avasthas parts. Jagrut Avastha, Jagrut Avastha, where we are awake and connected to the worldly object in present tense, and we are aware. Then second is Jagrut Swapna Avastha. Means we are Jagrut, but in reveries, thinking something else. Although we are waking in waking state, but your mind of consciousness is somewhere else. The third is Jagrat Susupti Avastha, where we are awake, but mind stops. Sometimes we say, you are talking, but my mind was on some other thinking. I was thinking something else, so I couldn't listen. Beg your pardon. So, although we are Jagrat, but we are sleeping on what the other fellow says. We don't notice, and our mind is stopped. Jagrat Turiya Avastha. The yogi has got this avastha, and he remains in all the three avasthas. So should I explain more than this avasthas? If you are ready, I am ready with the certain experimental slide. I have experimented this. Shiva Sutra 8, 9, 10, comparison with of Śrī Chakra with Maṇḍalī Vijayattara Tantra. And this is very my research. Maybe you may appreciate or not. This is Śrī Chakra. And the Śrī Chakra, the assumptions of this, my study or a research is generally, the Śrī Yantra is considered as a body and their chakras are from Muladhara to Sahasrara. But my point is different. Now I am considering the Śrī Chakra is a depiction of our mind faculty, and this analysis is compared with Maṇḍalī Vijayattara Tantra. Here we will discuss our levels of consciousness or a mind. So this we will go ahead. Jagrat Avastha. As per common man, generally what we will do. Jagrat Avastha, we will, this chart is there, so we will go vertically. Jagrat Avastha means waking state. Vimarsh means reflection. The world is present, operated by prana is active. Indriya means senses are active. Mind is also active.
Dada, sorry, I'm not sure if you're supposed to be sharing another slide, but we can only see the old slide.
You can't see the slide?
We can only see Sutra 8, 9, and 10. Is that the slide you're sharing, or is it a different slide?
Yeah. So should I close and then reopen?
Yeah, I think try that, because I think you're sharing just this PowerPoint, not the other one.
Okay, okay. Thank you for telling me.
That's okay.
Now give me, I'll share it again. Could you see this?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Good. Now only thing I have to again I will can I go bigger? Can I do a bigger slide? I'll again do that. Let me do that. Do it again. Sharing, I'll do it again.
Sure.
Yeah. Because the problem is the heart. It doesn't, you are sharing, screen sharing. It doesn't go.
Okay, it's become a bit larger, Dada, than previous, but you're on the previous slides.
I'll do it again.
Oh.
Actually, my problem is that I am getting animation, the slideshow.
Okay, we've got the 4 slides on there. starting with Jagruta Avastha.
The slide, this, how do I remove this black one? Sharing slideshow. Yes, correct. Now it's fine.
Yes, it's a full screen.
Yes.
Sorry.
So this is the Śiva Sutra. And in this Śrī Chakra, you can see this Śrī Chakra. Generally, this Śrī Yantra is considered our body, and the chakra are from Muladhara to Sahasrara. Now I am considering chakra is depicted by mind faculty analysis, which I have already told you. Now we will see the Jagruta Avastha, that is waking state. We will see vertically. Jagruta Avastha means the waking state, and Vimarsha is the reflection. The world is present, operated by prana, that is active. Prana means, we also can say consciousness is active. The indriya senses are active, and the mind is also active. In Swapna Avastha, we go vertically, means dreaming state. Vimarsha means reflection. World is absent, but the prana means consciousness is active. Indriyas means senses are active. No, senses are stopped. Indriyas are stopped. Images are active. The mind is active. And then we say the sleeping state vertically. This is called a vimarsha, reflection. Maya sleeps. Consciousness is active. Indriyas means senses stops and the mind stops. Turiya Avastha is the fourth stage, that is Prakash. Prakash is the light or knower. Ever and a word, it is ever present. Everywhere it is light of knowledge is there. And in the this is the yogic avastha. Yogic person will see prana means consciousness ever present, indriyas are ever present, and mind activeness is ever present. So could you understand this? Then I can go further. So I will explain this. Śrī Chakra and mind and the avastha. There is a Trailokya Mohan Chakra is from downward number 1. I have started from down to up. That is a 3 squares waking state. Sarva Asha Paripurak Chakra, 16 petals waking state. Sarva this is Sarva Sankshoban Chakra is the waking state. Sarva Saubhagyadak Chakra is the dreaming state. Sarva Artha Sadhak Chakra is the dreaming state. Sarva Rakshaka Chakra is the dreaming state. And Sarva Rogar Chakra is the sleeping state. Sarva Siddhi Prada Chakra is sleeping state. And Sarva Anandamaya Chakra is the sleeping state. So I have divided in 3 states for 3 chakras. Now I will further divide. So Trailokya Mohan Chakra is a waking state. Sarva Asha Paripurak Chakra is a waking dreaming state. Sarva Sankshoban Chakra is waking sleeping state. Sarva Saubhagyadak Chakra is dreaming waking state. And Sarvartha Sadhak Chakra is the dreaming state. Then Sarva Rakshaka Chakra is dreaming sleeping state. And we can say Sarva Roga Chakra sleeping waking state. Sarva Siddhi Prada Chakra is sleeping and dreaming state. And Sarva Anandamaya Chakra is sleeping state. So all the 3 are divided into 3 threes. Could you get the logic on this? Then I will further divide. If you understand this logic. Here, this is Trailokya Mohan Chakra is called the Jagrut Jagrut, Sarva Asha Paripurak Chakra, Jagrut Swapna. Sarva Sankshoban Chakra is Jagrut Sushupti. Sarva Saubhagya Chakra is Swapna Jagrut. And Sarvarth Sadhak Chakra is Swapna Swapna. Sarva Rakshakar Chakra is Swapna Sushupti. Sarva Roghar Chakra is Sushupti Jagrut. Sarva Siddhiprada Chakra is Sushupti Swapna. And Sarva Anandamaya Chakra is the Bindu Sushupti Sushupti. And we have to go beyond the Bindu. Is Turiya Jagrut, Turiya Swapna, Turiya Sushupti. So this is what I want to project to you, that you have to go beyond the point. So actually we are enveloped. Suppose if we are a Sri Yantra, the blue line is the Jagrut. The black line is the Jagrut Turiya Avastha. It is beyond the point. Then if you go beyond the point, Swapna Turiya is the red color. And then blue color, you get the Turiyatita, highest state of mind. So how it relates? I think there is only 10 minutes left. I can finish very fast. That is Pindastha within the body. Jagrut Avastha is a common man. Jnani calls it as Sarvato Bhadra Avastha. Sarvato Bhadra means connected to the earth. And you must have used the word is the Sarvato Bhadra Chakra also. If you read the Tantra Raj Tantra, there are 36 chapters. Each chapter is devoted into 36 tattvas. And first reference is given in that sloka is Sarvato Bhadra Avastha. So this is also technical. So let's not discuss here. Because the whole objective world is the full of glory of the divine existence. The entire manifestation is an expression of Shiva, a play of Sambit or a consciousness. Jagrut Jagrut. That is waking state, objects are predominant, word is present. Number 3, yogi calls it as a Buddha state, unawakened state. Here in meditation, he gets connected to the external world. Jagrut dreaming, I can't read here because something comes in between. Waking dreaming, external objects are related to it. Word in a background, images are active. Yogi calls it the Buddha state, awakened state. He meditated on a one-pointed object but connected to the worldly thoughts. Now going to the waking and sleeping state, subject is the predominant consciousness. Subject prominent in the consciousness, but the sleeps with regards to objects. Yogi calls it at Prabuddha state, well-awakened state. He meditated on a one-pointed object but falls in Maya, negation of your own self. Jagrut Turiya, waking Turiya, is a waking state predominance with only consciousness as pramiti. The yogi calls it suprabuddha state, perfectly awakened. He meditates on a one-pointed object, but he knows that he is meditating. Only the difference, he knows that he is meditating. The Swapna Avastha, Swapna Jagrut. The Gnani calls it as Vyapti or pervasion. Here, Swapna Jagrat is, dream is fabricated by vikalpas, means thought construct. Ideation appears very clear, precise, stationary. Yogi calls as a gata-gata meditation. Gata-agata meditation happens and the subjective thoughts comes in between. Swapna avastha is the entire dream phenomena appears to be hazy, vague and disorderly. Yogi calls it suvikshipta, that is chaotic, disorderly state. So these are the state of dreams. Swapna sushupti is the dreamer establishes clear connections between the dream object and another. Dreamer enjoys full peaceful sleep without feeling incongruity among the objects. Yogi calls sangatta. The one-pointedness is maintained in a better than in waking state. The Swapna Turiya Avastha, the dreamer does not lose his self-consciousness. He knows that he is dreaming Swapna Turiya. He understands. Yogi calls Susamhitam, engrossed in meditation. Sometimes we say that in meditation a person is sleeping, like that. Then Shushupti state, Mahavyapti. The Shushupti Jagrat is a waking deep sleep, Udipta state. There is a residual impressions of the entire objective world in a latent form. Udipta is a reason. Sushupti dreaming. Vipula state means a thick increased. The residual traces of the objective world is fostered. Vipula. So the residual object is fostered. Here the Shushupti is a Shantate. The residual traces of the objective world experience is subdued or tranquil. It's a Shantakala. And the Shushupti Turiya is the Suprasanna state, full eye consciousness of a Shiva and full of peace and joy. Suprasanna state. The Turiya state is Prachaya, Rupatitam or Samyak. Turiya Jagrat, the mind retires completely, its function ceases, and the supermind becomes active. Tantra says this state as Manomaya. The Turiya Sushupti is yogi crosses the boundary of the limitations and enters in the region of unlimitedness of the knowledge. Tantra says this state is Anant, unlimited. Turiya Sushupti, in this state, everything appears as a form of divine Shakti. Tantra says this state as Sarvartha Satta, Satata Uditam. Turiya state, no such state. Here calls it as a Rupatita because the object and the subject is transcendent. Tantra says this state as Prachaya. So this is by presentation, and if you reach this state, the sadhana ends. So now we'll have if you have a questions, you can go for, or you can do it in the next or whatever you may call.
Thank you, Dada. Very, very interesting. A lot to be taken in. If there's any questions, please unmute your mic and feel free to ask Dada any questions. There's a lot of vocabulary in that, so obviously people have been taking notes. Just go over some of your notes, and if you have